It looks like all of my university sort of exam boards and prep and all that kind of stuff is wrapping up this week. So I should have a little bit more time to dedicate to the stream. Once again, apologies to everybody. There's no real structure or schedule to the stream yet. I'm spending the next sort of year finding my feet and establishing sort of how this social media is going to work in and around my other job, my day job, which thankfully is also related. So bear with me. I'm going to try to make some sort of nice followable tutorials for you guys that will track your progress and do all kinds of stuff. But at the same time, be a little bit different from a lot of the content that you guys find out there. So I'm just sort of working my way through that. In the meantime, I'm using this Twitch stream like a ham operator, just sort of voicing my thoughts out there into the ether in the hopes that I will land on a solid methodology. Because methodologies, let's face it, guys, and philosophies are not things that you can rationally arrive at. It's a messy experimental process where you ultimately end up on a journey of self-discovery, right? So you can't really plan it. It just sort of happens. And it's a philosophy I've taken with me through my years as a concept artist and as a musician. Okay, so this particular stream is self-contained. It's just going to be a read-through of Keep Me Alive, right? Just because I got interrupted last stream, so we'll take it from the top. I've already said way too much on this particular stream. All right, so I'm going to read through this, and you guys are welcome to sort of drop messages in the chat. I've got 0 viewers at the moment, so you're probably going to pop in after the fact. But you're more than welcome to send me an email and all that kind of. Oh, it's too early in the morning. I can't speak properly. All right, so let's give this a go. We'll take it from the top. I'm currently using an online piece of software called Writer's Duet, or Writer Duet, rather, and I swear by it. It's fantastic. It's got all the tools that you need to properly create a script, including outline, so you can have an overview of your scenes, and it's just great. And I can use this on my iPhone, I can use it on my iPad, I can use it on a laptop, and it's all connected to my online repository of script, so it's like a continuous, seamless creative process. Okay, so Keep Me Alive. Act 1. Interior, toilet stall, night. A single porcelain throne in a confined, shoulders-wide stall. Crude Sharpie drawings tattoo the walls, and a strange mustard-colored slop drips from the ceiling. This isn't the worst toilet in Britain, but you are far from the Ritz. Somewhere in the background, muffled ska music drones on. Door slams open. A woman's body slams into the toilet. Porcelain cracks and thunks to the floor. Ren Nwadike, a 20-year-old whose sheer force of survival has burned the fat on her body down to tight muscle, grunts through the opening, covered in blood. She turns the body over to reveal a huge stake through its heart. Her eyes dart to the fangs, which are beginning to recede. Shit! Ren sets her jaw and pulls a rig from a pouch at her right waist. Surgical tube cinches around her upper arm. She grips it in her teeth. Her movements are hurried, but measured. She smacks her arm violently, twice, bringing up a vein. Oh, I'm going into animator mode where I'm making sound effects. She stabs the syringe into the side of the vampire's neck. The vampire's body starts dissolving into oblivion. Ren starts to pull on the plunger. The vampire blood in the tube turns to ash, then vanishes. The body disintegrates. Ren's face drops. She slumps against the stall, breathing heavily. The empty syringe drops to the floor, unused. Ren. Fuck. Kevin. Prelap. Prelap means it's his voice coming from the next scene, but starting in this scene. Perhaps you need a moment, to reflect on your current position. Interior, a seedy British pub, continuous. More ska music, louder this time, setting a weird carnival feel to this rundown seedy pub. There's a severed hand on top of the bar. Another hand comes in and plucks the cigarette out of the dead fingers of the severed hand. I need to explain this. I originally had written this to start with the opening shot being a severed hand sitting on a bar with a cigarette perched between its fingers. So, Kevin, off screen. Maybe I am better off dead. I mean, You've put a great big old target on the back of your head. Every vamp from here to the Vale is gunning for you. Maybe this whole business of keeping me alive is bullshit. You ever think of that? The hand flicks ash into the open palm of the dead hand. The other cuff is securely fixed to a tap of Carling. Kevin, off screen. I mean, what is it? Is it about the money? I'm just curious because you seem so motivated. Just beyond him, Ren charges into view, brandishing a pool cue. She assesses the cue and grimaces. Not even close. Ren, where's the fucking key? The smoker twists his wrists as if contemplating the cuffs. Kevin, off screen. You could just leave, but you won't. Ren glares at the chair jammed between the handles of the pub's entrance. She strains, as if listening. She grabs the handcuffs by the chain and gives it a violent shake. Ren, you fucking ass. Kevin, off screen. You could kill me, but you won't. She slams the pool cue down on the bar. The severed hand jumps and rolls off the edge. Ren pulls a syringe from her pouch and proceeds to duct tape it, needle side down to her left palm. She grabs the pool cue again in her right, slams it against the bar, snapping the tip and creating a point. Kevin, off screen. That's the spirit. No more running. Time to face those problems. Take those lemons that life throws at you and make yourself... Ren closes her eyes. Her brow furrows. Ren, don't you ever shut the fuck up. She takes a deep breath. When she opens them again, they're an incandescent red. An unearthly screech echoes out just outside the doors. A loud bang shakes a cascade of rust and paint flecks off the doorframe. Another loud bang. More rust flakes. The doors explode inward in a hail of wooden shards. A hand slams into Ren's throat as the pub whizzes by around her. She flies over the pool table and crashes into a dartboard at the back of the pub, her assailant driving her head into it. Celeste, 30, a burly, scrum-ready vampire in punk rock biker leather, snarls at the end of the vice arm locked on Ren's throat. Her eyes blaze with the same incandescent red. Celeste. All right, Ren. Ren struggles against the vampire's death grip, choking up blood. She swings the pool cue hard. Celeste swats it aside. She leans in. Celeste. I'm sorry. Must have gone to me spam. Didn't get the message, yeah? Did you say, could you please chuck me at the other wall? Well, if you think that best. Celeste hurls Ren at a line of liquor bottles. They explode on impact, popping like glass fireworks. As Ren's limp form drops, she's suddenly grabbed. Celeste flips her through a table. It crumples into splinters. Ren coughs up fresh blood. As Celeste descends upon her, she whirls and smashes a pint glass against the vampire's skull. Gaining her feet, Ren's eyes ablaze anew. She unleashes a flurry of attacks. Startled, Celeste barely manages to parry. The vampire leaps back up into the rafters. Breathless, Ren almost collapses. Her eyes fade back to her natural hazel, a fact that hasn't escaped Celeste's notice. Celeste. It has been a while, hasn't it? In need of a top-up, love. Celeste mimes injecting herself, then flips back down. Ren tries a feeble attack only for Celeste to turn it into a Kimura lock. Celeste. Sloppy work, letting your human bits dangle out like that. Celeste throws her against the bar. Kevin's hand is cradling a shot of bourbon. Kevin, off screen. You got her, right where you want her. Ren looks over in disgust. Celeste slams her head against the bar, then whips her across the floor into another table. Splinters. Celeste. See, life is like a tough old bit of rough. You gotta beat it and beat it. But eventually, it goes limp. Celeste whips inhumanly fast and lands on top of Ren. She starts slowly rocking Ren's head back and forth with thundering blows. Celeste lifts Ren off the floor. She leans in, vamps out. Ren's feet dangle above the rubble-strewn ground. Celeste. Thank you for bringing us that last little blood bag. We are oh so hungry. Ren splutters. Ren. Ali. Celeste. Say again? Ren. Ali. Muhammad Ali. Celeste. Who the fuck is that? In Ren's hand is the thin half of the pool cue. Ren. King of the rope-a-dope. Ren slams her left-hand syringe into the vampire's neck and pulls the plunger. Celeste knocks the syringe hand away. Ren rams the broken pool cue fist deep through Celeste's heart. Celeste, no, not by you, not... Celeste quickly whirls, rips the cue from her chest and throws it as Celeste disintegrates. Ren crumples to the floor. Kevin, off screen. It's in my shirt pocket. Ren is breathless, pleading. Ren, don't you ever... Shut the fuck up. Behind her, Kevin slips from his bar stool and stumble stands. He turns to face her. He's a 40-year-old who never quite outgrew his 20s and has a baseball cap to prove it. Kevin, the keys to the handcuffs are in my shirt pocket. Kevin drops to his knees, his arms still attached to the tap. The pool cue is sticking out of his stomach. Ren recoils. Kevin, this really sucks. She's action. She unwinds the duct tape on her hand, taking a layer of skin with it, slaps it over the wound. Kevin, I thought none of you were allowed to kill me. Ren, yeah, but she's a bitch. Was. Ren stares at the syringe of vampire blood. Kevin, did you just duct tape me? Ren puts the syringe into a little black pouch on her belt. Kevin, is hospital a good word? I think hospital is a really good word. I'm liking hospital. Ren's hands scramble over Kevin's chest, finds the pocket, finds the key. She pops the cuff on Kevin's wrist and he spills to the floor. Ren, I can't wait to kill you. She picks him up with a grunt. Kevin, and we ain't even married. They exit the bar as... Exterior, seedy British pub, continuous. 3 silhouettes approach the remains of the front door. 2 women, 1 man. The man, 20, is emaciated, a thick metal chain and collar around his neck, like the leash on a drowned cat. Lexa. Everywhere Celeste goes, she be like, crash, boom, bam. Celeste don't do subtle, see? Lexa, a 17-year-old goth wearing a Buccaneers overcoat, looks over at Sam, raises an eyebrow. Sam, a nasally rodent, guffaws loudly. Sam, yeah, she's pretty loud. Lexa floats over to him. Lexa, shh, hear that? Sam leans in, listens. He quakes uncontrollably, his body spasms. Sam, I swear to God, she said she'd wait. Lexa, Celeste? Said she'd wait? Lexa hurls him through the opening. Interior, a seedy British pub. Continuous. He slams into the rubble-strewn concrete. Sam's pain-racked body skids to a shuddering stop. Lexa steps over him, eyes scan. Sam, so she was here? Lexa, still is. Lexa looks down at the ashen remains on the floor. She hauls Sam off the floor, slams him into a chair. Sam, ain't many of us left. You still need me. Lexa, you're right. Cupboards are bare. But let's get one thing straight, shall we? You're a top-up. That shitty tube of lip gloss at the bottom of your handbag buried under 20 different packets of half-eaten chewing gum. Lexa walks over, tugs on the handcuff dangling from the taps. She streaks a finger through the blood coating the bar stool. She licks her fingers, thinking. Lexa, our little halfie is doing something different. She's taking her little snack somewhere. The tall, stoic vampire behind Lexa. Oh, I deleted something there. I don't know what I deleted. Lexa, you don't take a pot noodle for a walk. Celeste figured something out. Sam, what? What was it? Lexa whirls and chomps on Sam's jugular. His neck explodes with blood and gurgling screams. Sam's body slams to the floor, eyes frozen wide. Lexa looks up and in a sing-song voice, Lexa, I know where you're going. The tall, stoic second vampire, Brianna, looking very much like she's about to ask for your ID, stands by the exit where Ren and Kevin left. Brianna, was that wise? Lexa, she's hungry, tired, carrying a man twice her weight, whereas I have just had me the mother of all energy drinks. The tall, stoic vampire raises an eyebrow, looks at Sam's body. Lexa, we'll pick another one up at the drive-thru. They blast out the door in the direction of Ren and Kevin. I've got to stop reading here, but I did continue, and some notes. So then we jump to interior. That is... Yep. So now we jump into the interior of Ren's car, day. A brown paper bag is thrust through the open driver's side window of Ren's beat-up old KA. Just beyond is the glum face of a fast food attendant with a headset. Ren. So if genetics be stuff you're born with, then... Nah, that don't make you you. What about school and friends, like? Sparrow. Exactly. That's environment. Ren lowers a science textbook and hands it over to Sparrow. Hold up. Catch up. Sparrow, a young girl with 13 years of sarcasm in a school uniform, grabs the fast food bag instead. She rifles through it. Ren, is that what they teach you in posh school? What everybody knows already? Ren chucks the textbook onto the back seat. She starts to pull away. Sparrow is yanking burgers, fries out of the bag. Sparrow. No, not everyone. You should be coming with me. Ren. Nah, I mean, physics, biology? What am I going to do with that? You're the brains of the family. You got all that. Left none for me, in fact. Sparrow looks up, angry. Sparrow. Ah, I knew it. No ketchup. Pull over. Ren smirks and pulls into the parking stall. Sparrow grabs the door handle. She stops. Sparrow. You know, just because you've never tried it doesn't mean you ain't got it. Ren. Get out of here with that. I'm the older sister, yeah? Sparrow. What, mentally? I seriously doubt that. Ren. I'm the boxer. You go be the doctor before I freaking box you. Sparrow. You're right. It's too much for you. Probably can't handle it. Ren. Get out of here. Go get your precious ketchup. Sparrow hops out of the car. Ren looks over at the textbook on the back seat. Exterior, fast food parking lot, continuous. Sparrow skips towards the restaurant. She stops and watches her sister flip through her biology textbook. Sparrow smiles. Interior, boxing gym. Night. Heavy bags stand guarding the shadows of an empty dirt bag gym. Ren bursts through the front door, struggling with a blood-soaked Kevin. I'm going to stop here and hope that you guys caught that scene was a flashback at the burger drive-thru. I'm trying something a little different. So they burst into the gym, right? Kevin's soaked in blood. Kevin, so this is a British hospital. Ren, shh. Oh, it's a shh. It's a short, sharp sound, like a paper tear. Ren's eyes dart around as if expecting someone. Kevin, forgive me for sounding like a tourist, but... Ren, shut up. Ren drops Kevin onto a bench press. She stares intently at a supply closet off to one side. She's still, like a photograph. Listens. Satisfied, she darts towards the back of the gym. Interior. That's gym office, continuous. Ren pops into a ramshackle office. She rifles through one of the desk drawers. Kevin, off screen. You know, it's not going to take him long to figure it out. Your friend Celeste back there sure as shit figured it out. In the bottom drawer, she finds a dingy old cutman's toolkit. Interior boxing gym continuous. She comes back into the gym, scattering dust motes everywhere. Ren, figured out what? She pulls gently at the duct tape as Kevin grimaces. Kevin, that you're not really one of them? Ren, what are you on about? Sit up straight. Ren dabs antiseptic fluid over the wound and begins cleaning it out. Kevin, yeah, because you've been super subtle with all that syringe nonsense. She takes out a needle and thread. Ren, Queenie's got her high coven at Morriston Hospital, and Singleton's been overrun by the vagabonds. I'll have to stitch you up and hope your insides don't come spilling out before we make the gower. Kevin winces as the needle goes in. Kevin, what I can't figure out is why you keep injecting yourself with that shit vampire blood. Sparrow's voice is a prelap, so it starts in this scene, but it actually belongs into the next scene. So Sparrow's voice echoing. What are you doing in here? Ren watches as each stitch threads through torn flesh. Kevin off screen. I mean, why not just get one of them to bite you? I'm sure they'd be happy to oblige. Sparrow prelap. What are you doing in here? Ren looks up to see. Interior, shooting gallery, day. The shadowy silhouette of Sparrow is framed in the bright doorway. Blissed out junkies lounge on dumpster-dived furniture in the damp Eaton hallway. The little girl shivers, stepping over sleeping meth heads. Ren struggles to open her foggy eyes. Ren, the fuck you know. Crying, Sparrow kneels by her older sister. Sparrow, I know you don't belong here. Ren, what, you bring me more books? You keep trying to make me you. I can't be you. I got too much. I'm too messed up. I can't do it. I can't be as smart as you. Sparrow shakes her head. Sparrow, no, you always know more than me. I ain't smarter than you. See? Look. Ren turns her head and sees Sparrow holding her science textbook. She throws it on a pile of rubbish in the middle of the room. Sparrow curls up beside Ren. Sparrow, you're my big sister. You're not supposed to listen to me. I'm supposed to listen to you. Slowly, Sparrow picks up a nearby syringe. Sparrow, what's it like, sis? That you love it more than us? Ren shakes her head slowly. Sparrow, I was just trying to make you happy. I didn't want you to go away. From now on, I'll just be your little sister. I promise. Sparrow picks up the syringe clumsily and starts rolling up her sleeve. Sparrow, I want to know what it's like. Interior shooting gallery morning. Ren sits bolt upright. She shakes the cobwebs off and stares around the room. Ghastly addicts start slowly zombie shuffling to life as other biological needs clamor for attention. Ren, where is she? Ren stutters to life. She stumbles from room to room. Where's my sister? Interior locker room. Night. Ren stares at the syringe of vampire blood on the locker room bench. She slaps the surgical tubing around her arm, pulls it taut in her teeth. She gives the syringe a couple of flicks, jams it in her arm. Her eyes slowly dissolve from hazel to incandescent red. Kevin. Off screen. What's it like? She starts, looks over at Kevin as he leans up against the locker. His legs shake, his face is slick with sweat. Kevin. That vamp high. Ren. I can't tell you. Kevin. What, some big old secret coven code? She gets up and starts packing up her rig. Ren. No point of reference. Kevin. What do you mean? Ren. Think about the best Texas ribeye you've ever tasted in your life. Ren spies a dirty pack sack in the corner of the room. She scoops it up, zips it open, then flinches at the stench. Kevin. Okay, oh yeah. Yeah, I got one. Ren. Now describe to me how that tastes, keeping in mind that I'm a vegetarian. Kevin's mind stalls. Ren. See? No point of reference. Sparrow jams her rig into the pack sack. She slings it over one shoulder, brushes past Kevin. Kevin. I've been high once. Well, maybe not just once. Is it like that? Ren stops in the doorway without looking. Ren. No. Kevin. You ever even try any drugs? Interior boxing gym, continuous. Ren exits the office and stops before a heavy bag. She stares at a ring of fraying duct tape holding it together. Kevin, off screen. Ah, that's why you knew where the first aid kit was. Ren snaps out of it. Ren, come on. You've lost a lot of blood. The hack job will hold your guts in for now, but you are on the clock, bruv. Kevin. And ain't that just a dash of irony? Ren throws Kevin's arm over her shoulder, grabs him by the waist. They shuffle towards the door. That's where Ren spots a picture of her as a preteen posing by the old git, a whiskey-dried old man who beams beside her. She stops again, floored by the picture. Kevin. So, what happened? Ren raises an eyebrow at him. Ren. There was a vampire thing, don't know if you remember, kind of took over the village. Kevin. Nah, that was a look of regret. Vampires didn't do that to you. You did. You made a call, and it's looking like it might have been the wrong one. Ren. The life bit caught up with the dreams bit. Kevin. Bullshit. This ain't a working two jobs to make ends kind of meat story. Some serious shit went down. What are you still carrying around? Ren. Ain't carrying nothing. Kevin. Fuck me, it's that big, is it? Ren. You might seriously want to shut the fuck up now. Kevin. Damn. It's loved one big, isn't it? What, someone close to you die? Ren darts a look at the supply closet. Kevin catches it. Kevin. What is up with you? Kevin suddenly shuffles towards the closet. He winces with every step. Ren floats down from overhead, intercepts him. Her hand falls on the doorknob. Ren, wasn't someone close to me. But he tried and tried. Motherfucker should be dead. Kevin. Should? Ren opens the door. Kevin's eyes widen. The old git from the photo sits chained to an old wooden chair. He's emaciated to the point of skeletonized. He opens his mouth with a rasp, fangs protruding from receding gums. Kevin. Holy fucking shit. Interior, boxing ring, day. Ren breathes hard. Old git. Should say off screen. Are you done? Ren looks up. Between the ropes, Ren sees the shadowy figure of the old git, battery acid running through his veins. Glare at her. Old git. I said, are you done? Ren. You talking about that little warm-up? She's hanging off the ropes in the corner on one knee, covered in blood and sweat. In the opposite corner, a burly boxer calmly strips off his gloves. The old git measures her. Old git. Hit the showers, kid. He turns to leave. Ren. Throw me in. He stops. Ren. Throw me in. I'm ready. Old git. You know the rules. You don't pass. You don't come back. Ren. Fuck your silly ass Shark Tank. The old git lets out a short, sharp whistle. The steady thrum of fists on leather stops. Swinging heavy bags creak to silence. 3 solid heavyweights enter the ring. The old git turns and marches down to ringside. In the corner, Ren gains her feet and locks in her stance. She bobs in a tight pattern, crackling with the energy of a relit fuse, like a fox surrounded by Rottweilers. She storms the first attacker with a flurry, screams with rage. A fist the size of a mallet slams into her skull. She staggers back, her fists piston out, rapid fire. Another fist hammers her ribcage, then connects with her jaw. She howls, a sound of pain and frustration. Another fist slams into her temple, then another, relentless. At ringside, the old git watches. Interior locker room, later. Ren sits on a bench, struggling to undo her wrist wraps. A shadow crosses her face. She looks up. The old git is watching her. Ren laughs nervously. I can't move my arms. Old git. It was too soon. Ren. You always say to me, what are you waiting for? Old git. You got so much fire. She senses something. Ren. I can go again right now. You just say the word. The old git sits suddenly and starts undoing her wrist wraps. Ren is taken aback. Ren. It's okay. I can do that. The old git strips her dressings and begins massaging her hands. Ren. Is Mikey still here? Old git. You fancy him. I see the way you look at him. Ren. No, I don't. The old git rubs her arms. He leans in. Old git. Mikey's just a kid. Ain't no man yet. He strokes her hair. Ren. I gotta go. Old git. Shark Tank will turn the toughest quads to jello. Walking isn't an option. Just relax. I'll take care of you. Don't I always take care of you? Ren. I don't want this. Old git. Why'd you pick my gym? She stares at him. Her body starts to shake. Old git. Tell me, why'd you pick my gym? Ren. Because you're the best. He's stroking the side of her face. Old git. Again. Ren. Because you're the best. Old git. Now. He jerks her head back violently by the hair. Say it like you mean it. She screams and flips out of his grasp. There is a tear as the old git clutches a lock of her hair. She fires a jab at his head, but her muscles are stiff, powerless. Like a bear, he tackles her to the ground. She rolls and fires a kick at his head. His nose explodes. A vicious struggle ensues that, though the vile act being attempted is sexual in nature, is the diametric opposite. It's dirty, brutal, and ugly. She scrambles to her feet, but her muscles fail her. She struggles towards the gym door. The old git lifts his head from where he's lying, wounded on the floor. Old git. You think Mikey gonna look at you twice? You're a fucking tomboy, fucking ugly-ass man-girl. You ain't worth nothing but a mercy fuck after me. You hear me? Run struggles to the door. It takes every ounce of her strength to open it and spill. Exterior boxing gym continuous, out into the dark, dank city streets. Old Git, off screen. Fucking ugly ass man girl. Ren's running, breathing hard. Passers-by stare at her. Her head's on a swivel, eyes wide with fear. She stumbles into an alley, collapses against a skiff. Her face is plastered with tears. Fuck. Tears turn into a kind of anguish-filled rage. Ren. Fuck. Fuck. Interior, boxing gym, night. The ghastly apparition that is the Old Git hasps in the corner where he's lashed to a chair. Kevin stares at Ren, wide-eyed. Kevin. Jesus. Ren leans in close to the Old Git, measuring, accusing. Ren, I fucking loved you, like you were my father. On the floor beside the Old Git's chair is an unmistakable wooden stake. Ren picks it up. Kevin, you're starving him. Ren, what I should do is fucking end him. Ren places the stake firmly over the Git's heart. Her hands tremble. Old Git, so much fire. You got so much. She steels herself to drive it in, grits her teeth, drops the stake. Ren, why? Why did you? Kevin, boy, I am learning so much about you. Ren cries again, but the tanks are almost dry. Kevin, give me the steak. I'll fucking do it for you. This snaps Ren back. She shakes her head. Ren, leave him suffer for as long as vampires live. Kevin, that'd be eternity. Ren, not long enough. Old Git off screen. Ask her. They both turn to him. Old Git. About her sister. Ask her what she did to her. Interior, St. Bibian's Cathedral, night. So that's it. That's where I ended up. This is first draft. I'm reading it through and I'm wincing because there's lots of mistakes and stuff in there, spelling mistakes and things like that, grammar mistakes, and things that I don't think. It's interesting when you're writing, guys. You have events unfolding in your head, and it makes sense when you write it, but it's a completely different thing when you read it out loud, because when you read it out loud, you're just like, I don't know if that really kind of made sense now that I give voice to it. And then when you do a table read, there's another revelation after that, where you're just like, whoa, okay, the pacing has really, really changed during the table read. So if you can afford to do it, or if you have enough actor buddies who are willing to volunteer their weekend or whatever, I always recommend as many table reads as you can, because it gives you a real sense of the cadence of how events are unfolding, and if the dialogue makes sense and things like that, that you don't necessarily get by yourself in solitary in front of a computer screen, just tacking away at keyboard keys, right? So that's just one thing I recommend. There are a few sort of pacing things that I think are concerning me, so I'll probably go back and revisit that. I think the bar fight scene takes way too long. So that's one thing that I got to cut down. By the time we get to page 12, I want all of her backstory sort of in the can. So I'm sort of shooting to shrink this down, but not at this stage. At this stage, I'm trying to get my thoughts and ideas down on paper, and I'll go back and I'll revise. So when do you revise? Do you do a complete first pass draft, or do you do a little bit, go back and revise and do a little bit? Well, there's no set linear process, right? So I may go back and tighten up a few things depending on how the mood takes me. I might go revisit another scene, or I might just carry on and fire through, right? So that's where the screen is at. I'm going to stop the stream here so that you have this one self-contained experience of me going through the read-through so far in what amounts to be, well, we're still roughly in Act 1, right? And I'll talk a little bit about that. I'm going to stream a couple of minutes after this one, and we'll talk about certain considerations that competitions have in terms of weighing your script and your idea, and how it can factor into your writing process this early in this particular stage. We can bring in certain factors, right? So I'll talk about that after this. So let me know what you guys thought. And on my Twitch channel, if you guys are logging into the Twitch webpage, there's also the Discord server that's attached to this. So you can always pop in and make a few comments. I don't know if I've created a server thread for it. I probably have. Either that or via the Twitch chat that's available on my channel. You can pop in thoughts and comments and things like that. Let me pull this over. This is my Discord. And inside of here, the animechanics. So we have the main, and then there's the writer's room, right? So inside the writer's room, I guess this would be, yeah. You know what? I'll add a feedback channel. Why not? I might call it something else. But yeah, you can pop thoughts inside the feedback channel and let me know what you think. The characterization, vocal characterizations, I could not do. So everybody else is British. Kevin is American, right? So that's why the word choices are a little bit more American, and I am trying to get the word choices for Ren and the old Git and all the other characters to sound a little bit more British. So a common sort of English greeting happens earlier on when Celeste arrives on the scene and says, "All right, Ren." So it's that kind of a thing. So this is something I noticed that the English do quite a bit. They'll say, "All right," and that's their way of saying hello. You know, it's our version of, "Hey, what's up?" So it's that kind of thing. So I'm trying to pepper my script with that, but at the same time, not overdo it. You know, I'm terrified of ending up sounding like Dick Van Dyke from Mary Poppins, right? So I'm trying to concentrate on getting the vernacular correct and the speech patterns correct and things like that in my British characters. I mean, I've been living here for 10 plus years, so I've got a little bit of a sense of it, but I'm not quite there yet. So yeah, that's that. That's the read through. Pop back in a few minutes and we'll talk about story considerations that we might want to factor into our spreadsheet. And I'll talk a little bit more about my story planning spreadsheet.